Hi, I'm Dan Everett, owner of Insightful Research. Today I'm discussing behavioral strategies to empower organizational agility. Speed and agility have always been important, but now they're essential. Increased volatility and uncertainty in the market requires faster adaptation in the business. It used to be eat or be eaten. Now it's be nimble or be eaten. While the business needs continuous adaptation, the constant change creates uncertainty, and the brain sees uncertainty as a threat, making us feel anxious and stressed. In fact, brain researchers have found that an unknown outcome is more stressful than a known bad outcome. Think about the COVID-19 pandemic. For me, it was one of the most stressful times I've ever experienced. I remember feeling so uncertain. Will I shelter in place forever? Will someone I know die? Will I die? I can still feel the stress in my body when I think about it. And stress reduces our ability to concentrate and focus, listen to what others are saying, and work on projects together. In short, stress impairs our ability to actively engage in driving the needed business change. A research report from Gallup estimates low employee engagement and productivity cost $8.8 trillion a year. That's 9% of global GDP. So how do we address uncertainty, stress, and productivity? By addressing the social threats created by change, such as uncertainty about our status and our importance to the organization. Let me use an example, and I'll use it throughout the entire presentation. We've decided to move to a self-service data products approach for analytics. I need to tell Ruma, who's been creating reports for her boss, that we're moving to a self-service model for all executives. I'm thinking she's going to be happy because I'm reducing her workload. Hey Ruma, I've got great news for you. You don't have to build those reports for your boss anymore. Her response is, what? Why? I'm going to talk to my boss about this. And she walks off angry. I'm like, huh? What just happened? Creating the reports gives Ruma status. The boss relies on her to help make decisions. So her brain interprets my comment as a threat, and she's resisting the change. One strategy for mitigating a threat response to status is validating people's value and expertise. Hey Ruma, I have some great news for you. The work that you've done on the procurement reports for your boss has helped your team become a top performer. Congratulations. And then elevating their status. We've started a new initiative to help more people get the kinds of information you've been providing. We'd like to take your best practices, Ruma, and make them a part of our data products development, so more people can benefit from your expertise. That's a much less threatening conversation to the brain. Autonomy is another area that causes stress during change initiatives. We're uncertain about how much choice and control we're going to have. Strategies for empowering choice and autonomy include asking people for input. Ruma, what would you do to make data easier to find, understand, and use? Incorporating people's input gives them a sense of ownership, and they become more committed to the change. It also creates a sense of fairness in the whole process. Of course, sometimes the decisions are made, and you know you can't incorporate their input. But can you give people some freedom in how they do things? Ruma, one of the ways you can help us is by leading the team for sustainable sourcing. This is the team, this is your budget, use them any way you want, as long as it helps us deliver insights that reduce our carbon footprint and it's compliant with our policies. So you're giving people autonomy within a bounded context, and giving people freedom to choose how to execute within that context helps stimulate engagement and productivity. Think about how motivated you've been when you've had a say in things versus times when you were micromanaged or told what to do. I've made some great friendships through work. I imagine you have too. Organizational change can disrupt those relationships. I know when I change jobs, I always feel sad about leaving my friends. And I wonder, what will it be like with my new teammates? This will get played out in my data product scenario too as I move people from their current teams into new roles. Creating a shared purpose is a good way to create unity among diverse teams. Now, common objectives and goals help, but finding a larger purpose beyond just financial and operational metrics helps bond people together and make them more collaborative. Ruma and team, I imagine there might be some sadness about being moved. That's normal. And with this new approach, we can help create a healthier planet for ourselves, our loved ones, and future generations. By bringing together procurement, product management, and data science, our sustainable sourcing team will reduce the company's carbon footprint. Another strategy is sharing personal stories. Remote work has reduced the opportunity for people to connect socially. Think about the casual encounters you had in the office, where we say hi, chit-chat, share a cup of coffee, or eat a meal together. Those were all moments of forming bonds with each other. Try scheduling dedicated time for team members to just connect and share stories. Sharing personal stories helps us find similarity and common ground with each other. I know when I feel connected to someone and trust them, we work better together. Think about similar experiences that you've had. I have to admit, I'm guilty of resisting change. There have been times when I didn't understand how decisions were made. And so I made up stories about why the process was unfair. Oh, I'd be compliant. Yeah, okay, sure, whatever. But I wasn't all in because I didn't believe in the change. I was passively resistant. That's why it's important to create transparency about the change process. Ruma and team, this new approach to data and analytics is needed so that we can meet our sustainability goals and stay competitive in the market. Here are the facts and evaluation criteria we use to make the decision. Let people ask questions and provide the answers that you can, but don't try to convince them or sell them on the change. Give them time to come to their own conclusions. There is an aha moment in the brain that sparks when we make the connection. Another strategy is to recruit allies. We're strongly influenced by who communicates information and what our peers say and do. Find the people who are group influencers. These aren't people with formal authority per se, but the people that peers respect and look up to. People that we ask, what do you think? Ruma thinks it's a good idea. Oh, Ruma's on board. Get these people to publicly communicate their support for the change. This helps bring their peer group along with them. And public demonstration increases the allies' commitment to the change. Ruma, you've come to your own conclusions about the value of this new data products approach. People in the organization respect you, and I think they'd appreciate hearing your analysis and conclusions. Would you be open to sharing your perspective through a short video? This also validates and elevates the ally's status. So a couple of important points here. These things are all interrelated, they're not siloed, and people react more strongly to some of them than others. For example, I have a very strong reaction when I feel like my relationships are threatened. I don't have as big a reaction around status. So if you're trying to validate and elevate my status, but I'm still feeling threatened around my relationships, I'm still going to show resistance. So it really takes some time to sort of understand which areas people respond to more strongly than others. So I'll leave you with this. Getting the most value from any change initiative requires people to change behavior. Addressing uncertainty about status, autonomy, relationships, and fairness reduces stress, increases engagement, and creates more commitment to the change. And people who are committed to the change are 20% more productive than people who are just compliant. Thank you for your time and attention.